Alright, yesterday we started journal notes on composite figures. We said that whenever you have a composite figure, first thing you do is cut the regular figure into smaller figures so that you can find the area of them, of the smaller figures. Then we said that we label all the missing sides, so you have to look and see what information is it giving you, what information do you have left. So look at your horizontal lines. The biggest one is 5 feet, and this one is 3 feet. So if this one is 3 feet, then this one is going to be 5 minus 3 because it's what's left over. And then we look at our vertical lines. We see that this one is 4 feet, and if you take off this 1 foot, then this one on the end is going to be 3 feet. Once you label it, then you find the area of the smaller figures. So for this rectangle, you have 4 by 2, which is 8 feet. And for this one, you have 3 by 3. So that's 9 feet. And then the last thing you do is you find some of the smaller areas, you add them together. 8 plus 9 is 17 feet. So the area of this composite figure is 17 feet. The other one that we did yesterday, we had this composite figure where the top is 5 inches, the bottom is 18 inches. So 18 minus 5 leaves 13 inches. The biggest side is 10. Take away the 6, that leaves you with 4 inches. And so then we cut it into smaller pieces. This is all review in our journal notes for what we did yesterday. So for our bigger rectangle, we have 10 times 5, which is 50 inches. And then for this one, we have 13 times 4, which is 52 inches. And when you add them together, you get 102 inches. So for this composite figure, we need to cut it into smaller figures. So there are multiple ways that you can cut these shapes. I am going to cut down here so that I now have a rectangle here and here. Okay. Now we need to fill in the missing information. This is 8 inches. If I take off this 2 inches here, then 8 minus 2 is 6. And I already have this vertical line labeled, this vertical line labeled, and this vertical line labeled. So now I find the area of the 2 smaller figures. This rectangle is 4 by 6. To find the area, we multiply. That's 24 inches. For this one, they're not drawn to scale, but this is 2 times 2. So that's 4 inches. We add them together, 24 plus 4 is 28 inches squared. Make sure with the area that you always square whatever your unit is. For the next one, there are, of course, different ways that you can cut this, but I am going to cut it right here. So now I have this rectangle and I have this triangle. Alright, so I've broken my shape up. This side length is the same as this side length, so that's 12 feet. But then with our triangle, this side is 3 feet, but this triangle goes all the way up, so I have to do 3 plus 4. This triangle has a height of 7 and a base of 5. So the first thing I'm going to do, now that I have all of my missing side lengths filled in, is I'm going to find the area of the rectangle. So I have this rectangle with a top of 12 and a side of 4. And to find the area of a rectangle, we just multiply base times height, or length times width, same thing, 48 square feet. Now to find the area of a triangle is just half of a rectangle. So you do the same thing. You do base times height, but then you divide by 2. So I have this height of 7 times this base of 5. 7 times 5 is 35. Then I'm going to divide 35 by 2 because this is a triangle. So 35 divided by 2 is 17.5. And then I'm going to add these two together. 48 plus 17.5 is 65.5 square feet. All right, for number 3, I'm going to cut this figure into a rectangle and a triangle and fill in my missing pieces. So this whole side is 25 and this top part is 10. That leaves me with 15 for my triangle height. If the base of the whole image is 20 and the top part is 10, that leaves me with a base of 10 for my triangle. Now I can find the areas. For my rectangle, I have 10 feet by 25 feet for this whole area right here. 25 times 10 is 250 square feet. For my triangle, I have a height of 15 and a base of 10. 15 times 10 is 150 square feet. And because it's a triangle, you have to divide that 150 by 2. And that is 75 square feet. Now we add these two together. 250 plus 75 is 325 square feet. All right, for this shape, the first thing we're going to do is cut it into smaller pieces. So I'm going to make a triangle and a rectangle. So if this top piece is 12 and this piece is 6, then the base of the triangle is 12 minus 6, which is 6. And if this piece is 4 and the side of the rectangle is 5, then we have to add 5 there. This whole side is going to be 9. Nine times 6 is 54, and because it's a triangle, we have to divide by 2. So that is 27 for the triangle. For this rectangle, I have 6 by 5, which is 30. And now I add them together. 30 plus 27 is 57 square inches. All right, for this next image, I'm going to cut right here to make a triangle. So if this is 22, and this top part of the rectangle is 10, then 10 plus 12, this part of the triangle has to be 12. So for my triangle, it has a base of 12 and a height of 12. 12 times 12 is 144. Because it's a triangle, you have to divide by 2, and the area of the triangle is 72. For the rectangle, it's 8 by 22. 8 times 22 is 176. And when I add those two together, I get 248 square meters. All right, for the next one, I'm going to cut here at the top. Now remember, you might have cut yours differently, but as long as you find the correct area of your smaller shapes and add them together correctly, you're still going to get the same answer. So for this little one, to find the length of the whole thing, I've got 3 plus 3, which is 6, plus 3, which is 9 feet for the whole bottom. And for this little one, I already have my dimensions. It's a 3 by 4, which means the area is 12. And for the long one, it's a 9 by 2, which means that its area is 18. And when I add 12 plus 18, I get 30 square feet. All right, for the next one, I'm going to cut this into 3 shapes. I'm going to cut here and here. You might have gone horizontally. That's fine too. My whole bottom, I'm not going to have to know because I've cut my shapes this way, but my whole side is going to be this 3 feet plus 4 feet, which is 7, plus 3 feet, which is 10. So my big rectangle is 8 by 10. So the area for that is 80. The middle one is 4 by this 4 feet plus 3 feet, so that's 4 by 7, which is 28. And then the smaller one is a square that is 3 by 3. And when you multiply that together, you get 9. Add all the smaller areas together and you will get 117 square feet. All right, for this one, I'm going to cut here and here. So this big rectangle is 8 by 5, which is 40. This one is, if it's 4 here, then this top part has to be 4. 4 by 6, which is 24. And then the last rectangle is like the first one. It's 5 by 8, which we said was 40. And now I add them together. 40 plus 24 plus 40 is 104 square feet. Don't forget to put your unit. All right, and for the last one, I'm going to cut here to make a rectangle. And then I'm going to cut this smaller shape to make a rectangle and a triangle. If this is 16 feet and this is 6 feet, then of this smaller rectangle, that's going to be 10 feet. Same as for our triangle. And here we have that this base of this rectangle is 4 feet. If you take this part and this top 10, so 14 out of this bottom whole 18, then this bottom rectangle is going to also be 4 feet. All right, my big rectangle is 10 by 16. So the area for that is 160. For this little rectangle, I have 4 by 10, which is 40. And then for my triangle, I have 10 by 4. I have to divide by 2 because it's a triangle, so that's 20. And when I add 160 plus 40, that's 200. plus 20 is 200.